Hello everyone and welcome to another episode by me, Andrew Waterhouse. This is There's No Place Like Summer Camp, and in this week's episode we're going to be talking about the most popular jobs and roles that are available at all summer camps. So come on into our tent and I'll spill the beans. Hi everyone and welcome to the 11th episode of this podcast and the YouTube sensation that is There's No Place Like Summer Camp. So in this week's episode we are talking about the most popular jobs that all of the camps across the United States of America are looking for. So let's begin with number one. Of course, the first one is going to be the counsellors. There's so many counsellors that camps want, it is unbelievable. And their job is basically going to be following the kids around, making sure they eat, making sure they drink, making sure they wash, making sure they go to all the activities, making sure you get the gist. There's quite a lot for a counsellor to do. And this job is going to be 24/7. So when you are a counsellor, it is really on, like, you really get annoyed. Not really annoyed. You get, like, really under pressure really quick. You're working 24/7 and you're going to be around these kids all the time, and typically you're going to be with these kids for a good period of time because you're going to be like following them through camp and you're going to become like best buddies with them. So by the end of camp you're going to love them, but for the start it might be a bit tricky. So next up we are talking specialisms, and this one is lifeguards. There's going to be so many lifeguards, it's going to be unbelievable. Like, every camp that I know of anyway has got some sort of water activity, and everyone in the States, guess what they like to do? They like to sue people. So what do these camps do to try and prevent that? They get lifeguards, and they get all these training and stuff done beforehand as well. So if you're a lifeguard, if you've got any sort of lifeguarding experience, you've jumped in a pool with your pajamas on one time, perhaps give it a shot. See if they're looking for lifeguards. Maybe you could fit the bill. And lifeguarding is really going to stretch out beyond just watching a pool all the time as well. So you can think sailing, motorboating, kayaking, and canoeing. All of these things lifeguards are needed for. So make sure, like, if you do apply to be a lifeguard, you're going to have like the time of your life, because there's going to be all these fun activities that are going to be going on your lake or your swimming pool. So be sure to give those guys like a big hand, because they do a lot of hard work at camp and they're sat in that chair getting absolutely roasted under the sun. So if you've got any sort of lifeguarding experience, apply to be a lifeguard at summer camp today. Quickly following up behind the lifeguards, it's the ropes course. See what I did there? So the ropes guys are going to be doing a lot of stuff with ropes. No shit. They're going to be doing rock climbing, abseiling, Jacob's ladder, everything that's really cool and with ropes, you're going to need a rope specialist for. So if you've got experience in knots and doing outdoorsy kind of things, maybe apply to be a rope specialist. It could be a really cool job. Number 3, this is number 4. Number 4, horse riding. And unfortunately I didn't get a camp that had a horse sanctuary. Is that the word? No. But there's plenty of camps that do have horses, and oh my god, they could really do with some horse riding specialists. So if you know how to ride, apply to camp today. Musicians is up next, and this is a really, really broad like spectrum of musicians here. We've got the singers, we've got the guitarists, we've got the piano players, we've got God knows what else. They're not only going to be like leading all of the song and dancing and like welcome to camp. They're also going to be doing teaching. So you're going to be teaching the kids how to play these instruments, and it's a really cool experience. Like, I've never been a musician myself, nowhere near. I'm like way off the spectrum. I'm like somewhere down here. Like, I can play Guitar Hero. That's about as best as you can get from me. But these guys, they're going to know their stuff. So if you're into music, and quite a lot of people are, I'm just an odd one out, I'm the oddball here, apply to the camp and make sure you go be friendly with musicians, because they're going to be cool. They're going to be jamming out and making camp so much better for everyone. Okay, so throughout the duration of this podcast or video, make sure to drop me a little note whether any of these specialties do appear at your camp or they do not. I think these are going to be covering the vast majority of camps though, so be sure to hit me up in those comments below or over at Twitter, somewhere over here. It'll probably be in the description. Okay, so next up we've got the drama specialties, and these are obviously really popular. The parents sometimes come into camp and watch their kids perform, and they have all summer to get an act together, and they've got to do this performance piece, and it can be a really cool thing. Drama's never been my kind of thing. I always hate a drama and trying to avoid it, both in this term and in drama, oh yeah, I want to fight, bruh, yeah. So this is the point in the podcast or the video where I talk about my book, and I'll make this really short and sweet. So basically I'm releasing a book which is the first year of my volunteering experience at summer camp. It's called There's No Place Like Summer Camp, which is also the name of this and this. So if you really want to get to see what summer camp can be like for you, or maybe reminisce about some really good memories about your summer camp, see how yours match up with mine, be sure to check out my book. It's available on my website, shop.andrewwaterhouse.com. It's only available for pre-order at the moment, and it's going to be available on Amazon too. So if you're watching this in the far future, go check it out on Amazon. There's No Place Like Summer Camp. Okay, so we're getting to a bit more of the active kind of things now, and there's going to be a broad range of things for sports, but I've really narrowed it down to just one sport, and this one is tennis, because who doesn't want to play with a bat and ball in the middle of summer in America? I for sure played tennis quite a lot when I was volunteering out there, and it was a blast, and I think plenty of the summer camps are going to have a tennis specialist, because you're outdoors, you're getting active, and I don't know, the other specialties can be a bit mixed. We had hockey, we had sometimes football, basketball. I guess that's quite a popular one as well, actually, thinking about it. But apart from that, at every camp, I would say tennis is going to be the biggest, broadest one. So let me know if you've got a tennis specialist at your camp. Up next is one that's pretty much all of the camps have got. And if your camp doesn't have this, I really want you to get in touch with me, because I bet all of the camps have an archery specialist. So archery really sums up the outdoorsy, sporty, fun, adventurous type of people that go to summer camp. And where else can you really arch, to be honest? And it's always consistently, at least at my camp, one of those specialties that got loads of kids wanting to do it every day. And it's really fun, especially if you're a really good archery specialist and you can set up some games, maybe pop some water balloons with bows and arrows. How fun's that? It's really cool. Okay, so moving on to something more cool than archery. Ish. I don't know. Is magic. If you're a really good magician, bring a deck of cards and you'll have everyone in awe around you. And especially if you're going to be teaching the kids all these tricks and stuff, you've got to be like David Blaine. You've got to be next level stuff. I'm pretty sure if you're a magician at camp, you're going to be oh my God, you're so cool. So it's not really going to be one that's going to be at every camp. But if you do have a magician at your camp, you can bet he's going to be either the weirdo or the coolest guy on the planet. There's two very extremes on the scale here of my hand. Sorry for the audio viewers, you can't see my hand. And finally, we have the circus. And this is a bit of a push, because our camp didn't have a circus, but I can imagine plenty of camps do, where you have clowns, you have, I don't know, unicycles, and you have juggling, and maybe these people will all combine into a little team called the circus team, and that could be a really cool thing. So these are all the list of the specialties that I found and the different jobs that camps are looking for. So if you have any of these skills, be sure to get in touch with Camp America, camp leaders, see what you could potentially get as a wage out there as well, because all of these different jobs get different wages, and you will have the time of your life, trust me on that. I have to make a special mention as well for this final group of people, because without these people, camp wouldn't be half of what it is. And this goes to the maintenance and the support staff. These guys are the people that clean up camp behind you. They set up all the activities before you get there. They make sure all the ropes are there, all the sporting equipment's there and all up to date, and they make sure people get around camp like with ease. So all the drivers, all the maintenance staff, and all this cool people that behind the scenes make camp tick. Whether they work in an office, whether they're on their feet 24/7, without these sort of people, camp would be really hard to run, and there has to be a really big special thank you to all of you out there that run these sort of things. So that's the final group of people that camp really are on the lookout for. Okay, so that wraps up another episode of There's No Place Like Summer Camp podcast and video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please smash that like button or subscribe to the podcast or the YouTube channel. Next week we're going to be going over the rules to bend at camp, and this is going to be a good one. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you enjoyed. Also follow me on Twitter if you want to see my latest goings on. Link in the description. It's at AndrewW09 for you audio listeners. Also, a quick reminder to check out my book pre-orders on my website shop.andrewwaterhouse.com, and I'll see you in a week's time. Bye.